Hey girl, happy Friday. I hope you have had a blessed week. In today's episode of the podcast, we're talking about being ready because this is a topic that is coming up quite regularly for ladies that are potential clients of mine. And they have questions in our consultations around how do I know if I'm ready? And so today's episode of the podcast, I wanted to focus on this honest conversation with you about choosing to be ready and that recovery starts with a decision. Let's get right to today's episode, friend. I think you're gonna love it. Hey girl, welcome to the Her Best Self podcast. I'm Lindsay Nickel, former competitive figure skater and perfectionist, turned God-led imperfect boy mom and digital CEO. If you find yourself constantly thinking about food and wondering if you'll wake up one day free from the obsessive thoughts and behaviors controlling your life, then I've created this podcast for you because I know exactly what it's like to be a downright hot mess trapped in a destructive cycle of disordered eating. I finally found freedom, and you can too, girlfriend. So if you're ready to heal your relationship with food and body and break the chains of control and show up in your best health, then grab your favorite Tarjay journal and let's get to it so you can start living your best life as your best self. Hey sis, welcome back to the show. Today we're going to have a chat honestly about recovery and the path to healing. And we're going to be tackling something that I hear from clients regularly or potential clients that come to me. I'm just not ready yet. Or what if I'm not ready enough? And if you're struggling with an eating disorder right now, or if you love someone who is, then you know that feeling of waiting until you feel ready. Waiting until it feels right. Waiting until the voice in your head gets quieter. But here's the truth that I want to share with you today. Ready isn't a feeling that is just going to magically appear out of nowhere. Ready, sis, is actually a decision. And I want to start today's show with a sobering statistic for you. According to the National Association of Anorexia Nervosa and Associated Disorders, only about 1 in 10 people with eating disorders ever receive treatment. And among those who do seek help, do you know that the average person waits 7 years before the onset of their eating disorder and then seeking help and support? 7 flipping years. That is 7 years of your life diminished. That is 7 years of relationships affected, 7 years of physical and emotional damage that could have been addressed earlier. And maybe for you, sis, it's been even longer. And that is not to cause uncomfortable feelings that come up for you. But the reality here is that we wait. But why? Why are you waiting? Because you're waiting to feel ready. And here's what I want you to understand. When you're in the grip of an eating disorder, your mind has been hijacked. The very disorder that is harming you is also the voice that is telling you that you're not ready for help, that you don't deserve recovery, that you will always be this way, or that you need to wait until XYZ happens first before you actually think about yourself. But the truth is that your eating disorder will never want you to recover. Do you actually think that you're going to wake up one day and your eating disorder mind is going to tell you, hey girl, today is a great day to start challenging me? No. So if you're waiting for that feeling of readiness, you are going to be waiting forever. And so that is a hard, solid truth that I wanted to bring today on the show. I actually had a client once, let's call her Allison. I will keep her anonymous because I truly believe in that client coaching relationship and I want to make sure that ladies feel safe and supported by me, but we'll call her Allison. Allison had been struggling with an eating disorder for a decade of her life, and she told me in her very first session with me, I don't know if I'm ready to give this up. Like sometimes, Lindsay, I still feel like it is my only friend and I thrive off of this weird control that I have. And I asked her, if you were ready, how would you know? What would ready feel like? And she paused and she thought about it and she said, well, I guess I'd feel confident. I guess I wouldn't be scared anymore. I'd be excited about recovery. And that's when we had a true breakthrough moment. Because ready doesn't mean you're not scared. Ready doesn't mean that you don't have doubts. Ready just means that you've decided that something needs to change even while all the fear is still present. Allison wasn't waiting to be ready. She was waiting to not be afraid. And maybe that's you. But friend, recovery is rarely, if ever, fearless. Ready is simply a moment that you decide that staying the same is more painful than changing. And so small decisions are going to leave a big, massive impact. Recovery doesn't happen in one giant leap. It happens in thousands of small decisions. The decision to make the first call to a therapist for you or to a coach, the decision to eat breakfast when your eating disorder brain is telling you that you can just wait until lunch, the decision to tell someone the truth about your struggles, the decision to challenge a thought that says that you're just not good enough. Each of these moments is you choosing, making a choice to be ready, not feeling ready, but deciding to act anyways. I often tell my ladies and my clients that you don't have to be ready for the whole journey. You're not going to be ready for the whole journey. You just have to be ready for the next step. What is your next step? Maybe it's simple as bookmarking a recovery resource. Maybe it's telling somebody, the closest person to you in your life, what it is that you are going through. Maybe it's reaching out to me for a client consult. Whatever it is, you don't have to feel 100% ready to take that step. And so this episode today, I just wanted you to understand the difference between like readiness and decision, because you don't have to feel ready. You just have to decide. So when I was going through recovery, I remember reading. I was tired all the time. I was laying around all the time. I was sleeping all the time. I was not eating at all. I was over exercising, and I was to the bottom, literally to the rock bottom place I'd ever seen myself in my life. And I knew that something needed to change, but I just didn't feel ready. And I remember reading this JP Morgan quote. I don't know where it came from, but it just hit me. Literally, it was as if though God himself was like, you need to read this. And it says the first step before getting somewhere is to decide that you're not going to stay where you are. And that was powerful. Because friend, the perfect moment is just a myth. Your time is now. Your time is all you have. You're not going to be 100% ready to take that leap. You just have to decide to take it. So here's another thing about waiting to feel ready. While you're waiting, your life is waiting too. And I know that that is so hard to hear. You're like, stop, Lindsay. I don't want to hear the truth bombs today. I'm not in the headspace for it. I get it, girl. I get it. I've been there. I didn't want to hear it either. But I've never had a client who regretted starting recovery earlier. I literally haven't. I've had so many women who pour into my inbox who regretted waiting so long. Because on the other side of that decision is a life where food is just food, not a moral battleground. A life where your worth isn't measured by a number on a scale. A life where your mind isn't constantly occupied with calorie counts and compensations and all of these rules. A life where you have energy for the things that truly matter to you in your life. That life is so possible. But it starts with a decision, not a feeling. And while you're waiting, your life is waiting too. And that was a message that I felt you needed to hear. Fall out of agreement with the lie. Here's another truth bomb. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to give you a permission slip to freedom. And while you wait for more confidence, and while you are waiting to feel ready, and while you're waiting for spring and summer to be over, and while you're waiting for your kids to finish doing something, or your husband to finish doing something, or you're waiting for the perfect season, or you're waiting when you have more money to invest in healing, or you're waiting for somebody that you love to go through what they're going through because you guys can't go through this at the same time, whatever it is that you're waiting for. Confidence comes from keeping promises to yourself. And there's so many times that if I look back on where I lacked so much confidence. Yes, body image, all of that stuff is there, right? I lacked confidence because I was waiting to feel confident. I was waiting to feel ready. I was waiting to feel like I was good enough. I was waiting to want to be better. And while I wanted it, the want itself wasn't enough. Confidence, friend, comes from keeping promises to you. So start there. Start there. What is one thing today that you can, without a doubt, promise to yourself that you're going to do that is a pro-recovery choice that is going to get you moving forward, that is going to create that momentum? Decide. When I wake up, I decide. I am a promise keeper. I am going to keep promises that I make to myself. Healthy promises, not promises like skipping lunch or restricting dinner. Promises to myself. Promises that today is a rest day. Promises that I can choose to come into agreement with my truth. Promises that I can stop waiting to be ready and I can start doing something about it because my life is passing me by and I'm not truly living it. And if that is you today, friend, then I want you to know I see you. If you're like, I am in this place of waiting to feel ready, then I want to leave you with this. The fact that you're listening to the show about recovery suggests that part of you is already there. Part of you right now has already made that decision. Now it's just about letting that part be loud enough to take one small step forward. Because remember, ready isn't when the fear disappears. Ready is when you decide to move forward despite the fear. And if you need to hear this coming from somebody other than yourself today, I believe you're ready. I believe you're ready right now. I believe you're ready just as you are. I believe you have exactly 100% more than enough inside of you to recover from this illness. I believe in you. And I just want to say thank you. Thanks for spending the time today to listen to the show. And if you're struggling, I'm your biggest hype girl. I know that you are ready because when I didn't feel ready, I took small steps anyways. And I want to encourage you to do the same. There is a life on the other side of this. And it's okay to not know all of the steps. It's okay to feel like, well, how do I get better? It's even okay to know the answers to that. But what is the worst is sitting and waiting for something or someone else to come and give you a sign that you're ready. Grant yourself permission for your true and healthiest self to emerge. Now is the only time that you have. So it's time to hold that time as a treasure. Friend, I love you. Stop waiting to be ready. Maybe today this is your extra push to get you off the sidelines and into the game. If so, I hope that it has helped you. I would love to hear from you. Go on out, fill out a client application over at herbestself.co. I will meet you there. Actually ask in the application on a scale from 1 to 10, like how do you feel you are, your readiness level. Part of that is to just gauge, like, I am so done with this, or I'm teeter-tottering. Because the reality is, it's okay to be fearful, but I want to make sure you're in a place where you're like, I am so done. I am so done with this voice in my head. So go on out there, fill out that application, and I would love to hear from you. I'd love to meet you. Sis, share this with somebody that you love. This pertains to all areas of life. It's not just recovery. You have to choose to make a decision despite the fear. I believe in you, friend, and I'll talk to you real soon. Bye for now. Oh, friend, thank you so much for letting me share what was on my heart today. My hope for this podcast is to help more women find freedom from food and body. If this has empowered or blessed you, let me know. I'd be honored for your rating and review of my show, and I'd love to connect with you in my private Facebook community. You really can move from perfection to purpose. Let's break the chains together. I'll help navigate the way. Until next time, bye for now, girl.